because you're, like you said, you're so worried about the fisheries economy and our tourism economy. A lot of those parts of Alaska rely on people coming from around the world to work here. And so as far as comprehensive immigration reform, because there's over 11 million people here without legal documentation, they contribute billions to the economy, they help make us run, and mass deportation is both a human rights violation and a severe blow to the economy. It would disrupt us here, it would disrupt us nationwide, and right now they're talking about, there's a bill that would actually have the number of legal immigration that would be allowed into the country, which is absurd because we're actually at a net zero immigration rate. We have people not wanting to come here because we're not making it easy for them. So really, when you talk about a boost to the economy, for me, that means making it easier for people to come here to work, to bring their families, because that's what makes Petersburg so great, is that influx of new ideas and new people, new energy. So I guess, what is your thinking on immigration reform?
Sure.
And where?
So, look, I know, particularly in terms of our fishing industry, how important the H-1B visas are. We had discussions on this yesterday, and again, Senator Murkowski and I tried to work with the State Department on those issues. You know, from my perspective, when we talk about immigration, I always talk about the idea that we are a nation of immigrants, America, right? Almost all of us, unless you came over on the land bridge, 20,000 years ago. And we're also a nation of laws, right? So you got to abide by the laws. And I believe, like what you were saying, that generation after generation of immigrants that come into America bring strength, bring vitality, bring energy to our country, and that's been our history. So I think that's and then the way we assimilate new immigrants is probably better than any other country in the world. Certainly not perfect, but it's strong. So those are kind of my fundamental beliefs. I haven't seen some of the legislation. I have said that the initial order that the Trump administration put out was done in a way that was very confusing and in a way that caused a lot of chaos. I think they're looking at redoing that, and we'll see how that looks. But I will also tell you, having been in, security briefings, classified security briefings from TSA and others, that if you don't think that there are people who are trying to use the immigration system to come in here and do things to harm Americans, that's definitely happening, right? So it's clearly a balance, and how you strike that balance while keeping to what I think are the strongest traditions of our country for decades is not easy, but it's really important. And I put a statement out also saying, hey, look, if you're looking at this from a security standpoint, we also have to recognize that the vast majority of our allies in combating international terrorism are from Muslim majority countries, and we want to make sure they stay our allies and we work with them. So that's where I am more broadly on the topic, but I haven't seen the legislation that you're talking about, but we'll take a look at it. And if you have views on it, make sure we know.
Well, it's nice you brought up the travel ban, because that leads nicely into what is actually statistically the bigger issue for mass incidents of violence. Those are more likely to be caused by white supremacists or white men who with mental illnesses. So I think distracting us with the immigration question, because yes, terrorism, however you choose to apply that word, is a huge deal. But for me, terrorism is someone who is unstable and has access to a firearm, and someone with hateful views deciding to take that out on people that don't look like them. We're seeing it all across the country. And right now, from the and this leads into my other question of the three very powerful, very distinct branches of government that should all have equal power within the country. So now that the travel ban has been knocked down by the really amazing judicial system that we have, and we're seeing that independence being targeted by the executive branch, where do you, in the third branch, what power will you use, be it your ability to create legislation or to advocate on behalf of those powerful three branches? Like, what I see this and it freaks me out. I studied political science in college. Like, I know that that's why we have it. We have the checks and balances. We have these three supposed to work together. So where are you? You're in the third between these two really powerful extremes right now. What is it that
Well,
you...
look, I've been since I've been a senator, been very strong on the separation of powers, as we talked about, and making sure that the I'm jealously guarding the power of the Article 1 branch of government, which is the legislature. And I tried to do that during the last 2 years of the Obama administration, which also saw an enormous amount of federal overreach, usurping authority, president who also, talked down to the Supreme Court. So this happens, right? And I think Alaskans want a strong legislative branch. That's what I've been doing in my first 2 years in the Senate, and that's what I intend to do going forward. Doesn't matter who's in the White House.